Hey guys, you're here, I'm pleased. You know I love the company. Shout out to everybody for being here. This is me, Danny, and you're listening to Just Saying Podcast. Okay, y'all, the Color Purple trailer done came out. I don't know if you knew, but they're redoing The Color Purple. Oprah is the executive producer of it. And when I tell you, I saw the trailer and I almost cried watching the trailer. Because The Color Purple, y'all know for so many black people, The Color Purple is one of the top 5. And The Color Purple really hits my soul, y'all. And so because they're redoing it, I am so excited. It comes out this Christmas. So if you ever wonder what I was doing on Christmas this year, it will be involving going to see The Color Purple in theaters on Christmas Day. I don't care what else y'all doing. That's where I'll be. I saw The Color Purple, the original, and I loved it. Then they did the play, and I was able to see the play when Fantasia played Celie. The actual play. So I got to hear her sing I Am Here in person, and I was blown away. Now, in the remake of The Color Purple, and I'm not a fan of most of the remakes, but the trailer on this is making me happy already. If they did it wrong, I don't know. But in the remake, Fantasia, of course, is Celie. The adult Celie. Halle Bailey, the young lady who is also playing the Little Mermaid right now that had all the controversy, she is Celie's sister younger. I don't know who plays Celie's sister older. I don't know if they showed that, but she's Celie's sister younger. Her is... I don't even know who her is in the movie. I want to say that she's Squeak. I believe she's Squeak in the movie. Mary Agnes. Danielle Brooks plays Miss Sophia. Danielle Brooks is the woman from, if you don't know her, she is the woman from the Orange is the New Black. She was in that. You may know her from a couple other things. Look her up. Danielle Brooks really is brilliant. And Taraji P. Henson is Suge Avery. Y'all, I forget who's playing Mr. I forget. I was worried about all the women in this. But y'all, if you have not seen this trailer, please look it up. It's everywhere. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on Google It. It's on YouTube. Like, it literally is everywhere right now. The trailer just came out, I believe, today or yesterday. So, you know, it's out right now. Please, y'all. If you listening to me, y'all want to support this. That movie... To remake that movie is iconic. It really is. And I think that they're going to do a wonderful job. If they did a bad job, I really would be shocked. And shout out to Oprah for getting the rights to the movie to be able to executive produce it. That's fly on top of everything else. So mark your calendars. Christmas, which is December 25th, if some of y'all don't know. December 25th. We're going to the movies. Because I'm going to talk about it when it's done. Y'all already know I am. So we're going to the movies. Whoever's going with me, go ahead on. Put it in send me an email. Let me know what time you going to the movie so that we can talk about it. Because I'm going. If you're not going on the 25th, you might best want to be there that week. Because I'm going and I'm going to talk about it. For real. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The soundtrack to The Color Purple, I listen to still some days. I listen to a couple of the songs. Fantasia, I listened to the soundtrack with Fantasia. And Fantasia did a wonderful job on that play, y'all. She did. She deserved to have that role. I know we've seen a couple other people. I think Cynthia Erivo did it as well. And I think I might have seen Cynthia play it as well. I don't even know. I don't remember who I saw see it. Who I saw play it. Either way, this is worth checking out. Like I said, I don't really like a lot of remakes, but this one then got a hold on me. Y'all could tell it got a hold on me right now, and it ain't even came out yet. The trailer. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm about to go ahead on, hang up from y'all, and go watch it again. It was knowing that it was all me, that I was able to afford this, and I didn't buy these tickets and then be like, oh, I don't know if the light's going to get paid. I don't know if the gas going to get paid. I don't know if the water's going to get paid. I wasn't on that time, and I was so proud of myself because I clawed myself to this space in my life. Clawed. Do you hear me? And so I know there's so many other people who are just like, what? I've been going to, and that's fine for your life. But there's some of us who, have been barely making it for a long time. And this year, I tell people all the time, my kids are all grown. So that's what I mean by, this was me doing something and I didn't have to, there was no other responsibility that I had to worry about. Because I'm in a different place financially in my life. But when my kids were younger, we was out here on struggle. And now that I'm not, and I not only am I not responsible for them, but I'm definitely making more money than I've ever made in my life. I tell people all the time, I be out here like a rapper with a new contract. I just be buying and spending, blowing a bag, okay? And so I wanted to see Janet. I had an amazing time. I had a wonderful time going to see Janet. I think that if I had gone with somebody and somebody who wanted to have this experience with me, who wanted to take pictures with me, who wanted to just, explore with me, I think it would have upped the game. But maybe. I don't know. Because honestly, I just wanted to be in the building. You ever wanted that, y'all? Y'all ever just wanted to be in the building? You wanted to feel the energy. You wanted to just have the time. That's how I felt. I felt like I wanted to be in the building, but I didn't, it, like there was somebody that I knew, that was there, but like I was just like, when the lights went off and Janet came on that stage, don't nobody talk to me because it's me and her. There are times when I look above and beyond. Y'all, I was like, that was it. Don't worry. If y'all judging my singing, then I hope that your dinner is burnt tonight. I don't know what to tell you, but I was just so happy. I really was happy that I was there. I look cute. If you look on the internet, you'll see me. The pictures is up. I look cute out here in these streets. It just was a great time, y'all. It was a great time. Little Kim opened the show. She's when I bought the ticket, I was prepared for Ludacris. Ludacris was the person who was opening the show, and I was prepared for Ludacris. I know so many Ludacris songs. Don't judge me either on that. That's the era I grew up in, and I definitely know a lot of Ludacris songs. Way more Ludacris songs than I do Little Kim features. And what Little Kim did was she was out there doing a lot of the features from the songs that she, had verse on, and I didn't know a lot of them. I knew some of them, close to most of them, but not all of them. And not most, half. I may have known half of them, but I definitely didn't know all of them. But I feel like I think Lil' Kim is like 47 years old herself, and for 47, I still feel like she did a good job. I know a lot of people be just wanting everybody to go like full out like they're 20 years old, but when I see a 47-year-old woman on stage in a bodysuit where the sides is sheer, so I could see the little bit of cellulite on the leg, and I could see the side boob, and it don't look 100% perfect, it made me feel good, because it felt like, although we know she's had work done to her body, it still made me feel like real woman body up there trying to entertain me. And I feel like at my age, my cute little 45, to have to work a stage, and I don't know if any of you have been on stage, but the stage is actually really big when you're up there. To have to work a stage back and forth, work the crowd. She gave us dance moves. She, at one point, one of the dancers picked her up and she had to flex her legs, and she gave us, like, I don't know what the actual term is, but she did like a lifted up her leg and held it in the air type thing, some gymnastic stuff I can't do. And I was impressed because I can't do it. So if I can't do it, however it gets done, she didn't look sloppy is what I'm trying to say. She looked like a woman who was up there doing the best that she had, and the best was good enough for me. Okay, was it amazing? No. But have we ever seen Little Kim be like a dancer all like that, and that she fell off? No. I feel like she did good, and she was up there a lot of the time saying, "I'm so nervous, y'all." And I just felt the realness of that. And I don't know if it was fake or if that's how she does to get people to give her grace, but I gave it to her. She won mine. And I think she did a Michael Jackson, a little Michael Jackson tribute at the beginning of her set, and then she did like a Janet Jackson quick tribute at the end of her set, and I thought that it was fitting. I thought that it was wonderful. She was out there for the appropriate amount of time, and that concert started on time. Not only did it start on time, I think they was like 5 minutes early. It was a good time. I had wonderful parking. I had wonderful seats. Like when I tell y'all, I did the damn thing for myself. And then Janet did not disappoint me when she came out. I was so proud. I was so happy and pleased. So if you get a chance, if she has not hit your city, grab the ticket and go. If she hit your city already and she's coming somewhere close and you can get to it, grab the ticket and go. It was worth the $1. I had to drive 4 hours to get to where she was, because she wasn't in my city, but she was 4 hours away. So I drove. Listen, y'all, I drove 4 hours, enjoyed that concert, and then jumped in the car and drove 4 hours back home, and then came home, went to sleep for a little while, and got up and went to bed like I was 22. And I was tired as hell when I got to work. I was on dragging when I went to work. I was dragging. I was just like, this point in my life is called barely making it today. Nothing helped. I tried to drink an energy drink. I wasn't waking up. I thought maybe if I grab a little bit of coffee, I wasn't waking up. When I came home after work and I crashed. I tell y'all. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it. And one other thing that makes me feel good is this past weekend, I was out at the store, and I ran into somebody that I went to school with back in the day, and they said to me, "Where are you going next? I've been seeing you on the internet. Where are you going next?" And that made me feel good in the fact that I know that I am inspiring people to do more, because she said now she's going somewhere. And, she said, "I saw you. I see the stuff that you're doing. And it told me I deserve a gift for myself." And that's what I do it for. Like, I do it for me, yes. But I also do it because I need the people to see. And she know me. So I need the people to see where I came from, the stuff that I do now. This not in the cards. I created this deck. Me and the Lord. Well, the Lord and me. The Lord first. But we created this deck. This isn't the one that should have been, is the one that was dealt. I created this. I turned in cards to get this life that I want. And you could do the same thing. It's always possible. Shout out to Janet. And shout out to you. Because the next thing you want to do, you could do that thing. Do it take work? Yes. But can you do it? Absolutely. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but Brian McKnight is trash. Brian McKnight is trash. It's been going on for a little while. Brian McKnight apparently posted some pictures that got the internet set on fire. He posted some pictures of a little girl who is the daughter to his new wife. I don't know how long they've been married, but he was married before, so I'm calling her the new wife because she's the second wife. So let's say the second wife. Brian McKnight posted a picture of that child and said that she was the person who made him a girl dad. And that would be cute and nice because you'd be like, oh, well, he's a stepdad and he's claiming her and he's saying that that's his child. Except Brian McKnight got a whole daughter, y'all. A whole grown daughter. So that girl couldn't have made him a girl dad because he actually has a actual daughter that would have made him a girl dad. Brian McKnight said that she made him the girl dad because he is estranged from his adult daughter. He's also estranged from his adult son. He also has a child with the second wife whose name is Brian McKnight, which would be cute. Oh, that's nice. Except Brian McKnight got a child named Brian McKnight the second or junior, who also has a son whose name is Brian McKnight the third. Brian McKnight has decided to erase the fact that he had a different family because he got this new family. And you would have thought, okay, that's crazy enough, but it don't stop there, y'all. Brian McKnight also at one point was sued by his adult daughter because he went on the internet and made claims that his adult daughter was having sexual relations with one of her cousins, which was not true. He does not like this. And let me tell y'all, not only did these things happen, but Brian McKnight went on the internet to try to explain himself. And not only did his words sound like, what the hell are you talking about? But he also sounds crazy. And this is one of those examples of people can be skilled in one place and be out of their damn mind somewhere else. Because Brian McKnight is, I want to say he is gone, but that would imply that at some point he was here, and I don't know him like that. And I don't know Brian McKnight to have done a bunch of interviews where I could be like, at one point he sounded like I don't know, this might have been him all the time. I say all the time, Kanye has always sounded like he sounds now to me. I thought he was arrogant and his ego was way bigger than he could possess himself when he first came out. And I feel like this is an example with Brian McKnight as well. Brian McKnight was full of himself because he made more money than he could have imagined. And a lot of times money make people crazy. And I think that if he wasn't already crazy, the money made him crazy, or it made him crazier as far as his ego. If you ain't never seen none of it, go ahead, Google it. It's on Instagram. He got the videos up on Instagram on his page. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, or if you Google it, they're not gone of him talking and trying to explain his side of things, and it just sounds bad. There are some things you should just not say. That's it. And all of the things that he said he should not say, even if he is not talking to his children right now. He should not be on the internet doing so, because he has not explained. The problem with it is, and I know a lot of people might be like, well, maybe his kids did something to him. Brian McKnight has not explained any reason why he is not getting along with his kids. He just keeps on trying to explain that his new kids is better than his older kids. That's it. And a lot of people do this. I was about to say men, but I know some women who do it too. And some of y'all do it with y'all kids still in y'all's house, is y'all only pay attention to the new kids, the new person's kids that you had with them. And that is fact. Some of y'all women do it just like the men do. Men do it and they don't come around. Women will do it and their kids is in the house I've seen it both ways. So women and men do this where they get their new boo and they got their new kid with that new person, and they don't know them other ones. Them other ones, they get treated differently. They get left out. We've seen a bunch of videos and strawberry letters and all of that type of stuff. Reddit stories where people are saying that the boyfriend, they left that child out the pictures. They didn't take the husband's first set of kids on the vacation. All of this kind of stuff. It happens all the time. But we also see a lot of kids who will tell you, when my mom married boo-boo or whoever, and they had a baby, it was like I wasn't even around. That happens. That happens. I know somebody right now who got a couple of kids. The last child get treated differently than the rest of the kids, and they don't even see it. They don't acknowledge it. Sometimes it happens, and you got to be careful and mindful and watch those people. Brian McKnight he didn't. When I tell you he done did these kids dirty, he talking about he took them out the wheel after he got his new baby. And just y'all. The man, somebody go grab his phone. That's what need to happen. Somebody need to go grab Brian McKnight's phone, set my man in a corner, give him a piece of paper he could write on it, on front and back. I will be quiet about my children on the internet. That's what he need to do. Because when I tell, it's sad, y'all. It's sad. Why y'all letting Brian McKnight act like this out here on the street? He done talked about some one, been like a dream come true. Brian McKnight need to start back at one on his own. He need to start back at one and figure out what the hell he doing with his life, because he looking bad out here. And the sad thing is, nothing gonna come of it. Nothing gonna come of it except that he just traumatizing his kids more than he already did. Nothing gonna come of it. People still gonna listen to the music. If he go on a little tour, people still gonna go to the shows. Nothing gonna come of it. But I hope that it does make somebody, I hope somebody listening here sees it or even just hears me talking about it and lets one of their friends know what you doing is foul. And you got to be better. Because if you can't check your friends on how they treating their kids, if you refusing to check your friends on how they treat your kids, you don't like your friends. You around them for some personal gains, because your friends should never treat their kids like second best because they got a new boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, person, partner. That just should not happen. Absolutely not. And Brian McKnight did try to say like it was about money, but I think, to me, and this is just speculation, I feel like in the beginning he was mad because he had to pay child support. And then he decided that the kids was all about money because he had to send money. And then once they became a little bit older, they may have asked him for money. So he feel like it's all about money. But sometimes what people forget is you were not present on your side. So then when I come around and I'm asking for money, you think that I am supposed to be the one who's trying to initiate relationship when you ain't been trying to do nothing for me. I know that my own child will go to her father's side of the family. And when she was younger, as a kid, there were times when she would call and she would just be calling to say, hey, I need half the money for camp. My mama ain't got it. Or I need half the money for a program. My mama ain't got it. Whatever. Can you help me? Nowadays, when she tries to go around them, they say, only time we ever heard from you was when you wanted some money. I say that may be true. I don't got time to be clocking when the girl called, but if the only time you saw her was when she wanted money, that would mean that there were no times when you saw her when you reached out to her, which would mean that you never reached out to her. And we gotta admit and understand that if you are not reaching out to your children, it is not their job to try to cultivate a relationship with you. That is your job as the adult. And I feel like what happened here is Brian McKnight felt like, because they weren't trying to cultivate a relationship with him, he was in the right for ignoring them. But those are the children. And this is assumption. I don't know what really happened. It seems very strange. Brian McKnight said at one point they was all family, and then something happened, and then none of his first kids wanted to be around the new family. And I don't know, but that seems kind of strange that everybody was getting along and then everybody wasn't. And I know some of y'all want to be like, well, maybe the mom told them not to talk to him. These young adults are old enough, and Brian McKnight at this point is in a position where he could have let that be his argument. Nobody was talking to him when he made his statements. Nobody was disputing what he was saying. He was just making a statement. If that was the case, he could have said, because my ex-wife turned my children against me, we had these problems. But then he still would have to admit, why then would you cut off the children? Why don't you have beef with their mama? I don't think that that's what happened. What I think is that those kids saw that Brian McKnight had decided that the new family was better, and they got treatment from him that was not favorable, and they backed away. When I back away from being over at your house, don't mean that I'm not going to call you and say, hey, this tuition, I still would need some money for some schooling. I still need to know if you can help me with a car, or maybe you can help me with an apartment, because you my dad. But I don't want to come over there and hang out with you and your new wife and your new kids. Maybe if we could do some things alone. And y'all remember back to the Braxton family values with Tony Braxton and Tamar Braxton and the sisters. There was a point when they had to meet with their daddy, because the daddy wasn't showing up to stuff because they were saying that we wanted to just be with you. We don't want to be with you and your wife. We wanted to be our dad and the girls, or our dad and the kids. And he refused to leave the wife at home. And maybe that was the case. Maybe the kids were saying like, yes, we would like to get together with you, but we don't want to hang out with her and her kids. We want to just hang out with our dad. Is that not okay? There's times when I was younger, I wanted to hang out with my dad, and my mom and dad was together. That doesn't mean I wanted to hang out with my mama. Sometimes I just wanted to go somewhere with my dad. That's not bad, especially as a kid who got to deal with a stepmom. I don't always want to be around her. Sometimes I just want relationship with you. And Brian McKnight may have done that. We don't know what the real truth is, but what I do know is if he wasn't going to tell what the actual thing was, he should have shut his face. We didn't need to know the story in the first place, but because he put it out there talking about his real good, the first person make him a girl dad, and his real son who's going to carry his legacy with a name that he already gave out, then he should have told the story. And because he didn't tell a truthful story, lets me know that he played a big part in why they are estranged. And I'm disappointed. I don't even know why I'm saying I'm disappointed. I did not have an opinion about Brian McKnight as a person up until now. My opinion of him ain't favorable today, but he did not disappoint me because I didn't hold him to any high standard anyway. He writes songs. And I feel like a lot of times for me, I don't hold people to a standard because they're famous. I talk about famous people on the internet because I be in internet business, and if they put their business out there, then I be in it. But I don't hold a lot of them to a higher standard because that's your job. The same way when I work at the hospital, it's some doctors over there. That's their job. That don't mean they ain't messy. I know some people who work at the hospital right now don't wash their hands. Like that's so people is just people, and they do jobs, and some people are really good at their jobs, and a lot of the celebrities are really good at their jobs, and some of them ain't even really good at their jobs. J-Lo make a movie all the time. That don't mean she is the greatest actress. So, I think I did not hold him to a standard, so I really am not disappointed in him. But I do know that we all know some people who treat their kids like this, and and it's time to speak up. And also, anybody who close to anybody who may know Brian McKnight, grab his phone.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work. You gonna sleep in? Somebody might not eat. No, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go. So I'm working on that.
That is an interview that Gabrielle Union did. Gabrielle Union did that as part of a Bloomberg's original series. I believe the show is called Ideas Generation or Generation Ideas, something like that. I have not seen the interview in its entirety. However, I have seen a few clips, watched a bunch of videos, and read a couple of things. I mean, everybody is covering this particular clip a lot of places. I just recently saw that there was an article in Essence, maybe the Essence Online, but that's where I saw it at, even talking about this subject. I feel like, the fact that so many people are so upset over the Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade splitting their household 50-50 is a very interesting conversation for me. I think that a lot of women, it's a lot of women who have been discussing this, and I feel like a lot of women who are discussing this are basing this off of their upper lower income to their middle class income at best, and their ideas don't transfer to people who make millions. Okay. I also feel like, and maybe it's the same thing, is a lot of times the person who pays and uses their money tends to want to have the power. And a lot of times they do have the power in a household. We're not talking about what you believe that your grandma and your grandpa used to do back in the day. We are talking about present day. And people will hold over you that they pay bills. There was a time when I, quote unquote, lived with a person. If you ask me today, I was squatting at their house based off of how they treated me when I was there. But at the time, I thought we was in love. So, I was over there like, oh yeah, they paying the bills. They didn't want no money from me for rent. They didn't want no money from me for the household bills. But they did hold over me the fact that they pay all the bills. They paid the rent. It was one of those things where it was just like, they let me know I could not have a home at any time because they pay the bills in here. It was a lot of that because they held the power, and I realized they didn't want my money because they wanted the power. And I know many other women who have lived like that, where in the beginning it's just like, yeah, I don't have to pay no bills, but then I have to pay I have to pay, and some you always gonna pay. You're either gonna pay financially, you're gonna pay with your body, you're gonna pay with your dignity. That is true. Okay. And if you don't want to pay, you got to decide which way you want to pay. That's if you look at however, any kind of transactions have ever happened, you would see that it's either your body, your dignity, your time, your money. One of them is going to be how you going to pay. There's always a cost, right? And if a person, if I make this amount of money and you make this amount of money and our money stack up good, paying 50-50 is not that big of a deal, and we both get to make decisions up in this piece. We're making decisions for this household as a partnership, and a lot of people swear they want a partnership until it's time to be a partner, that's just it. And I don't like this whole conversation about, well, he has more kids, so she shouldn't have to pay for the bills, or, well, he has a child outside of their marriage while they were together. He had a child, so she shouldn't have to pay as many bills. That don't have nothing to do with that house and the fact that she chose to stay with him and be there in that house. If that's how it works for them, because again, if it don't work for you at your house where you making $4,000 a month and your man making another $4,000 a month, if it don't work that y'all 50-50, and if y'all are not equal partnerships or y'all are not equal sacrifice, because sometimes it's equal sacrifice. It may not be 50-50 as in, it's equally split down the middle. Maybe that's not how it is. I don't know, but there may be equal sacrifice, because sometimes if I only have this much and you have this much, but my sacrifice weighs the same as yours, then that's another share. But however it works in her household, I don't know why people are so upset about it. It kind of seems as though we want this fight of equality and I can do and I could be and all these things, but then when a woman says that she is an equal partner in her home, now the people are attacking her like, how dare you be an equal partner in your home? Why would you pay money for a house you live in, for the things that you want, the decorations of the house that you like, for it to feel like what you feel like, for, why would you pay? That to me sounds insane. Just to be honest with you, I don't understand. I know that there is this ideal of being a kept woman, but that woman there is always a cost for that. And there are people, but it's funny because, and what really trips me out about this is there was a time when, Gabrielle Union was also attacked because she was talking about how when she was with a different person, because she made the bulk of the money, she felt like she was entitled to do what she wanted to do. And everybody attacked her like, what kind of person is like that? What kind of person? Why would she say that? And it's like, she damned if she do, she damned if she don't. When she said, I make the bulk of the money, I get to do what I want to do. And so I felt like I was entitled to cheat. It was like, oh, it's fine because I paid all the money. But then somebody is saying, well, because Dwayne Wade cheated, he should be paying all the money. And it's like, well, so she was entitled to cheat on her husband, her first husband, because she was paying all the money. Now she's entitled to that? Or is that what we're saying? Because that doesn't make any sense, everybody. I mean, they attacked that woman when she said it. And what she said, and even in that, they were misquoting her because she was saying he was cheating, I was cheating. And I didn't start cheating until I started looking at it going, well, I guess I should be able to cheat like he do since I pay most of the money up in this piece. I make the bulk of the money here. I should be able to cheat. And everybody was like, oh, what kind of woman is that? It's like, what kind of damn woman you want her to be? What kind of woman do you want her to be? That's amazing to me. They're like Gabrielle Union. I just think that Gabrielle Union really cannot win in any way. And I think a lot of it is because, one, she is a self-proclaimed mean girl. And so people don't like her because how dare she be mean? And two, because she's brown. How dare she be a brown mean girl? Like, she is not walking around here trying to be funny, cute, nice, light because she's a brown girl. She's out here just being like, hey, it is what it is, and that's who I am. And people don't like that. My other thing I want to talk about this Gabrielle Union thing was after she said that her household was 50-50, she then commented on how there are other households that they manage that they are responsible for, and that there's pressure to be at work all the time to make sure that those households, those people are still able to run. And I kind of felt like, I hear you wanting the sympathy for that thing, but I don't feel bad for you. Only because the households you are taking care of, those are choices. They're not obligations. They are choices. And you don't go to work every day. You don't have to get up at the same time every single day doing jobs so that the bills can be paid. That is not true. Now, I don't want to say that she doesn't work hard. I don't want to say that she doesn't work long hours. I do not want to say that there aren't times when she may not want to work. But I also want to say that the compensation for which you make for the jobs that you do, compared to let's having regular people, quote unquote regular people listening, because it sounded like being a single mother to me. Like, I feel like, yes, every day up until my children were grown, every day I have to get up because there are other people who are like, you can't rest, you can't take a day off, you can't. And I felt like, Gabby, I love you. I really like Gabrielle Union as a person, but I felt like, Gabby, girl, put them people on payroll and make them do something. Like, are they working? Because I don't know. And again, this is me passing a judgment against her, because I don't know if these people are working. So she has to work to keep the brand going, because if the brand ain't moving, then the other people may not be able to work. And I know some people may not get that, but if you like watching the Housewives, let's just take right now, for example, on the Housewives of Atlanta. There's the track star Sonya, I believe her name is, and she has her sister working for her. Her brother-in-law works for her. If Sonya ain't doing what she doing, those people do not have jobs, even though they are working. And if you remember, at one point there was a time when Candy was doing a play, and then for whatever reason they weren't able to do the play anymore, and she was stressing out because she was saying that she understood the amount of people who would lose their financial stability, because they were dependent on the money that they were going to be making being involved in the play. So it's that type of thing where it could be like, if I don't work, if the brand isn't moving, then these other people don't make money. You know what I'm saying? Because if Gabrielle Union ain't working and she ain't doing hard, good jobs, then her assistant don't have a job. If she ain't working, then her nanny don't have a job. The hairdresser, is out of work. These people have to find new jobs, and that may be stressful when they are in direct contact with you. Your daycare worker, you don't be talking to her. You don't know what she got going on in her life, all like that. But if you got a nanny and they at the house, and that they mom is in wherever they at, and they sending money home, and somebody's sick and all this kind of stuff, it may put a different pressure on you to make sure that you still make sure that these people are employed. I know that I have a friend who started a business, and when they started the business, it's like, now I have to think about my employees, and their health insurance and how well they are. One time, a person that I knew had a business, and that they had an employee who was injured. Because it was a small business, that person, they're like, and I'm concerned with how that works for their life right now, because I know some of the personal things about them. It's not a big corporation when you're running, she's a business, and a brand, but she ain't a corporation. And so that may be what she means by it. May not just mean, her mama or her grandma. I don't know what family member she has alive or are in her life, but it could mean that, and it could also mean other people that she employs, that I am in charge of those households as well. I'm, because of my brand kind of, helps to run their households financially, if that makes sense. But either way, I felt like, this sound like rich people problems. I don't know. I just feel like, are y'all with me on this whole what y'all think about the Gabrielle Union situation? Do y'all feel like Gabrielle Union should not be paying half of what goes on in the house that she lives at? And if you do feel like she shouldn't be paying half of it, let me know why. Send me a cute email, JusSayin.podcast.com, and let me know why you feel like Gabrielle Union should not be paying 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. And then let me know why, is that how you feel across the board, or is that specific to this couple? And is it because he's a famous name? Because she's a famous name. And let me also add, Gabrielle Union was her own brand. She was her own person. She was in the industry on her own before getting with and or marrying Dwayne Wade. So it's not like she came up on a little bit of dollars because she was married to him, and then he was like, and put in on some stuff. It is that half her money go into the house, like half his money go into the house. I just feel like it makes sense, but y'all call me and let me know. And maybe I said call me. Y'all don't have my phone number. Don't call me and say a thing. If y'all call me, I'm be like, how you get my phone number? Y'all send me a message and let me know. I feel like maybe because I've been in enough situations where the financial power was held over me in ways in which it became, abusive, that I don't want nobody having no power over me financially. I'll put my money in and we good. We could make decisions about this house together. And we'll go from there. But, again, I don't know how y'all feel about things. Yup, I went to go see Janet Jackson. It was amazing, y'all. That Janet Jackson was one of my bucket list concerts. I have been a Janet Jackson fan for years. I know some people are like, she can't sing. I don't know why y'all say that. She's not a runner and all that stuff, but she can actually sing. And Janet Jackson, as an entertainer, she's one of the best. She was doing it way before Beyonce, so let's just, stop playing. And we all know Michael was her brother, so she was out here getting the dance moves and whatnot. That lady is 57 years old. She just turned 57. Her birthday was this month. She out here kicking it. I was like, I don't have the energy to do half the show. She did the whole show. The whole show, she's dancing all over the place, working the stage and stuff. That is a lot of work. Now, she had these costume changes. Her outfits were beautiful. And the thing about it was that I liked about the costumes was that they were age appropriate, And I don't say that in a way to say that, if you're older, you can't wear certain things. But I don't want to see everybody try to put on the Beyonce leotard. We get it. I get it. And I feel like it's enough of these girls out here with the Beyonce leotard on. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing it. Everybody don't even look right in it. And it looks like the same costume at all times. Whereas Janet gave us a different look. And I was pleased with it. And one thing about Janet Jackson, she gonna give you a shoulder pad. Sis had shoulder pads in her t-shirt. And I said, I might just have to try to recreate some of these looks from my birthday photos this year. Because she's just a beautiful woman. I am so glad that I had the opportunity to do this. And let me tell you one thing about it for me was, typically in my life when I've had opportunities, and I've had many opportunities to do a lot of things that my pocket could not afford, right? But my character allowed for doors to open. And so I've been gifted many opportunities. But what was so what was so touching to me, and there was an emotional moment for me, was I did this on my own. I looked up the concert on my own. I researched how close she was going to be to me on my own. I paid for my own ticket. I did not use my own car, but I paid for the gas. I paid for the tolls. I drove. So make sure you're checking me out on TikTok and Instagram. That's where everything gets posted. If you're lucky and you find me on Facebook, go ahead. I also post reels on YouTube, but most of the stuff is TikTok and Instagram these days. I appreciate you guys for being here, listening to me, hearing my opinion on things that go on in the world, and giving you a bit of entertainment on this here phone or computer or wherever you listening to me at in your car. I appreciate if you let me on your drive to and from where you're going to. Y'all don't know how happy it makes me feel when I see the numbers roll up for knowing that people are listening in to my opinion on the world. Anyway, guys, y'all been listening to the Just Saying podcast, and it's me, Danny. Bye.